Oh, maybe he's going to get it. That could be okay.
Yeah.
So the new scene is we're at the school at night, and Chain is going to go get his demon summoning book. So we'll just start role playing, and then we'll pick it up from there. So Chain's just sort of walking down the hall, kind of trying not to make a lot of noise, like he's just moving. Like, and he's still wearing this, investigator's coat. He's like, kind of just like sulking through the halls, like kind of suspiciously, almost, just like keeping his hands in his pockets and like walking along.
I'm like,
And he's like,
sorry.
"No, you can. I'm done. You can
Okay,
go."
I'm like just like skipping through the halls, like with a bunch of papers. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking she made like different systems because she wasn't told what they're playing. So like, she has World of Darkness, D&D, like.
So she's a bunch of character sheets. Like,
Yeah.
I made like 20 of these. I didn't know what game we were playing, so I had them already.
Mhm.
What? I mean, it's kind of ironic that like if this character like did exist, she'd be like a super genius, which is why it's so funny. It's like I have a higher score than like Rick, like possible, and also I can make like 20 character sheets in like a few hours.
Yeah, she has a crazy high intellect. Yeah.
It's kind of funny to me. It's like that's how talented some of the people at this school are. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna probably post an outfit post an image of the current goth outfit I imagined Mizuki wearing while she was in the library just because it was comfortable.
sure.
Comfortable to read in.
Well, I
Yeah.
actually think I got a picture. Yay!
It's the same. It's the same character, I think.
It is the same character.
But
It
it's
is.
still pretty. Still pretty. So,
What do you think of this? No.
for Ilya,
Yeah.
ooh, that's pretty. That's a maybe.
Okay. I'll
I
continue
don't hate
looking.
it though. Yeah, that one's definitely like if you don't find anything better, that one's definitely really good. So Ilya's like walking. So I think what would happen is Chain sees Ilya and he's like as he's moving to his office and he's like, so did you find anything?
I'm trying to remember what the other scenes we had her in were.
It was the meat that you found the meat in the hallway, and then you got jumped by in the forest.
Yeah. We ran into a monster in the forest and found some clues in the some meat in the hallway.
Oh, oh, in the cafeteria. Sorry, I
Yeah,
said
sorry, in the
hallway. I don't know
cafeteria.
why. But yeah. So he's like, interesting. If you get me a sample, maybe I could examine some of that meat. You know, for science, of course.
God, I wish I had Molly's like just jump in like, are you having sex with that meat?
No.
Oh, sure, I can. I suppose I can get it. Well, I'm doing that. You want to look over my character sheets? I wasn't sure what system we were playing, so I just made a bunch right now.
He's like looking through. He's like, actually, I'll show you the one we're actually using if you want to see it.
Sure.
Let me go. Just as like a meta joke, I'm gonna go grab the actual. I need to upload it though, so I'll upload it onto Discord so you guys can see it.
Okay.
He like pulls this one out, the one that we're using. He's like, I have to go to slashers. Then I have to go open this up and throw it in the chat. So he digs through them. He's like, huh. I don't understand what this is, but it looks like fun. So you're going to get the samples. Meanwhile, so how does Mizuki like meet up with Shane? Does she just like come out of the library?
Yeah, she comes out of the library and like bumps into him or something.
Hey, uh, I don't recognize you. I'm sorry. I have a business too. He drops all these papers on the floor, like all these character sheets. Those aren't mine, but if you want to help me pick them up, um, for science, I would appreciate it.
Oh, science!
I'd be willing, maybe for extra credit in science class.
He like
There's another one.
he like grumbles. Oh, so by the way, Cars, so you just choose to interrupt whenever you like.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's pretty. I don't think I imagine her dressing like this, but it's still a nice picture.
Okay. I shall continue looking.
Yeah, the head's good. Face is good. Anyway. So yeah, so he's like he grumbles and starts like picking up all the papers without your help. You shouldn't wander around the school at night. It's dangerous. Don't you know there's a
I was checking out books from the library, and I was curious about Solomon's Key.
Why are you looking into something like that? Are you in an occult class?
More like
Oh, and
Or
just for the
like,
record, that's actually like fairly normal. Like this is an occult school, so like
Oh, okay. I was,
So, like,
I was about to have a Molly moment, like, there are cult
Yeah.
classes.
like
Or
this is
like-
actually a school where like people are openly magical and stuff, or at least somewhat
more
openly.
like I'm into the more like I'm in the paranormal reading club.
I see. Well,
Just return the Necronomicon.
well, the Necronomicon is way worse than what he has, but
Yeah, I know.
that's not the point. He's like, well, if you need it for your club, you should have told me. I would have given it back to you. Hold on, it's in my office. I checked it out for research purposes.
What are you researching with it?
It
Well,
sounds so creepy every time he says that. Like, it's for
Obvious.
science, or for my research.
paranormal creatures, you see, they cannot be explained by science, which is why I must understand them. It is important. Because now the line where the occult and science, the line is becoming blurred. So I must now educate myself in these occult matters in order to keep up to date on what is being discovered in this world.
Sounds like any goth dream come true.
He like shakes
I'm
his head. He's
totally saying this in a cynical, sarcastic voice.
Yeah, he's like shaking his head. He's like, well, regardless, if your club requires it, I will get the book for you. Just give me a
It's
moment.
not required. It's just something I wanted to do for extra club cred.
Well, unless he's like mumbling to himself. He's like, unless this creature happens to be some kind of demon, I don't think I'm going to need this book. He starts wandering down the hall, like going towards his office. He like takes a key out of his coat and he like starts unlocking his office door. What was your name, Miss?
Mizuki?
All right. He it's sort of this like white embossed book with like symbols on it, and he takes it out of his drawer where he notices that Morgan like placed a slip on it. He like basically takes the slip and like tears it in half, and then hands it to Mizuki. He's like, "Here, you can have this. Borrow it. I mean, it's from the library."
I will return it to you in 2 days.
This is dangerous material. Do not use it without supervision of a teacher. Do you understand?
Understand. I'm curious of the occult, but I'm not a fool.
Good. We have far too many of those in this school. Fools, that is, as well as very talented people. But fools who waste their talent are not. I'm rambling again. This way. He escorts you back down the hallway. Like I said, you have to be very careful. There are curfews for a reason. He's wondering where Ilya went. And he starts moving down the hall quicker so that he can go towards the cafeteria. But he kind of leaves Mizuki behind.
Oh, Mizuki's gonna follow because now she's curious.
Yeah. So
Ilya's in the cafeteria getting a bunch of meat.
yeah, just a bunch of meat. So
I remember Ilya ranting about the meat and how it wasn't normal.
yeah, you would be there when she is getting all these samples, and Kane would run over to her and be like, okay, well, with these samples we'll be able to test this meat and finally determine its actual structure. No more of these rumors or guesswork or anything unscientific.
Maybe it's magical meat.
Magical meat. Well, that doesn't sound very scientific at all.
I mean, there are
Oh,
some
not-
classes in role-playing games that combine science and magic, like alchemists or.
Alchemy, ridiculous. Old science. Give me that. I can't say he holds his hand out for the sample that you've collected in a bag or a bag. I'm imagining it's a Ziploc bag or something. You just shoved a bunch of meat in it. And so he he takes his hand.
It's like a bag of ground beef. Are we gonna make?
Yeah. It's like a. So he takes it and he starts walking back to his office. It's like, I'll store it in the in the freezer inside my office. That will keep it preserved.
I was actually gonna
This
make
way.
a snarky comment, but then I was like, no wait, he's the science teacher. It makes sense that he has a freezer in his office.
See, here's something.
Don't question me. I am the
I
science.
like to make a little wager. If the meat turns out to be of human origin and Ilya's rumors are confirmed, I will join you.
Sounds like a deal.
However, if not, you must admit this is one big roleplay.
This is not a game.
It's not a game. I thought this was a game.
By the way, here are all your sheets. I hands them to you.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, this isn't a game. By the way, here are your character sheets that I was holding for the game that we're not playing. So he walks with the two of you to his office.
Wait, no. Let me rephrase that. Thank you.
I hate you so much. So he walks with the two of you to his office, and he puts the meat into this small freezer. It's I'll examine it in the morning. For now, it would be best if we all went our separate ways and went to sleep.
And that's when they hear a loud crash
What
outside in the halls.
What was that? That was definitely a noise. Someone should
Roll
check
for
it out.
initiative.
Someone should check it out. You so
Perception.
Chain like grabs a broom. I'll
I got the
go.
best.
2d4 and 2d13, right?
Yeah, basically.
Roll.
My
20.
rival hasn't been introduced, so I'm just gonna take a 1 here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
10.
3 for the suit, 11 for the card. I mean, 8 for the card.
I got
3
no
for the
friends.
suit, 8 for the
So
card.
Oh, we tied.
let's see. Roll. I think I
Oh, boy.
don't have any people to apply here. So 1d4.
And then a 13 for Kara. And then 13 for you.
D13.
Okay, so
Oh, damn.
so
the
you got the highest. So who was your target? Or were you targeting all of us?
I was targeting Mizuki.
Okay, so Mizuki is dead. You can describe how it happens, though. That's totally up to you.
You
So-
are
so-
the. Sorry.
Oh, and Mizuki has the book
Three
too,
of
so
them.
that's going to be kind of awesome.
Mhm.
Actually, now that I think
As
about
the
it.
3 of them come out into the hole, they sort of look around and they'll see a sort of silhouette of a person down the far end of the hole, just standing there. As they move towards the silhouette, they start to make it out, and it appears to be Yuri,
Mm-hmm.
who
And
lets out a little giggle and disappears down another corridor out of view.
right. Chain like chases her down with this broom.
Fun. Let me get my dice. She says, grabbing her dice and then like chasing after.
And then this is being played by Umbri, so Umbri gets the point here. Oop. Then we all get points for leaving, so I will get that tallied up too. Yeah, you can keep going, Kara. So like Ilya's like stalling and Mizuki's like kind of standing there, and Chain just like is like chasing you.
So, as Chain runs down the hole and disappears out of view in the direction that Yuri apparently went,
Yeah.
chuckle, and Ilya and Mizuki turn around and see Yuri down the other way,
Mm-hmm.
down the opposite end of the hole that Chain went running up. Somehow,
So for Dustin, I'll use the first picture you got for Ilya.
Alright. Deception.
and then
I said deception. I should have rolled higher.
deception should have rolled. So Yuri turns
You hear like
and
screaming in the
heads.
background.
Yuri turns and heads down another hole, beckoning the two girls to follow.
I will chase with my dice ready.
You gotta throw dice at her like.
Roll for initiative. your dice hits her in the eye. Critical hit.
She steps on a D4. Ah!
She flips over on the D4.
Wait, music keys for dead one.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's still kind of funny. Actually,
Yeah.
who posted the picture of like this alien
Oh, that
looking
was
thing? I was like, what if she turns into this? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what would
Turns
her
into what?
fate power be? Like, oh, what if it's like to turn into a gothic horror type thing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Funny. What pick am I looking for?
Oh, it's
I put her under the dead list. So
yeah.
if you go to where dead is, like music key, like Dustin came up with that idea, like she could turn into that. But now it's just gonna be that's what she looks like now, I guess.
Mhm.
Which to me is kind of funny.
So Mizuki and Ilya follow after Yuri, who, as they get to where the corridors sort of intersect, and they look down the way Yuri went, they see her about 50 meters down the next corridor, opening up a door and heading down into the boiler room.
I check for traps.
Okay. Roll your search.
Actually, yeah, you have noticed, so you could legit do that,
Oh, just
don't you?
Yes,
I
notice
can
the
notice
plus
it.
eight.
Yeah.
Let me actually roll proper dice for this game. Or it was
I will. 4DF plus
Yeah.
3.
plus 3.
Ironically, like you could actually roll for traps.
That
you might
is
find.
6.
6. Okay, that's very good.
Well, I think I know what this girl's power is going to be when she comes into Fate.
Oh well, her power was already the TC's tropes, so
Oh, okay.
maybe she's expecting there to be a
So-
trap.
Ilya and Mizuki head down to the door that Yuri went in, and Mizuki, still being the staunch non-believer that she is, decides to follow Yuri down into the basement boiler room. Whereas
And then I imagine Ilya's
Ilya,
just like
with
there she's like checking for traps everywhere and stuff.
as for Ilya, she doesn't
Wait,
go
don't
into
go put it down in
boiler
there.
room.
It's a boiler room. It's a cliche.
It is a cliche.
Shut
It's a
up.
trope.
It's a trope.
Watch out! It's a trope. It's not a trap. It's a trope.
Oh.
So Mizuki descends the stairs down into the boiler room, and it's pretty hot and humid down there, but it's also fairly dark. And as Mizuki's sort of down, she goes past, a network of sort of interlocking pipes that are, searing hot, and fucking steam and sort of, vapor coming off some of the pipes, dripping down onto the dingy looking concrete floor.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is what happens when you split the party.
Meanwhile, I just imagine. Meanwhile, I just imagine Shane just like smashing a locker with the broom. He's like, I know you're in there.
As Mizuki continues to look around in the dark, she hears a sort of, clawing feet stepping through a puddle of water on the ground behind her. And as she turns around, she can see in the dark two glowing orbs, which is the creature's eyes, snake-like slits through them. And they stare at her through the darkness for what seems to be an eternity, before to glow intensely. And the creature steps towards Mizuki slowly. And there's a sort of grating high up on the wall that sort of meets with the ground outside, sort of thing. It's like a typical basement window. This is like sort of barred, where there's like nice ambient moonlight sort of streaming through these bars. And the creature stops in the middle of this moonlight and it bathes it, giving Mizuki a fairly generous look at this thing. The first thing she notices is that the creature is big, and it seems to be armored like a insect with like a sort of carapace, shell. It's big, black and white. Has these pulsing yellow eyes. Its long, barbed tail curling around its pictures for the win.
No, we have pictures. Oh, we do. Okay. Ah. And I also found another picture for.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I still like the first one.
All right.
So Mizuki's looking at this thing, and before she can utter a sound, it reaches out with snake-like sort of reflex, nice and fast, sort of with its long arms, and cups its large hands over the top of her head and forcefully but slowly starts to lift her off the ground by the top of her skull. And as it does this, it starts squeezing. And it digs its long fingers and claws into her, into her cranium. That's essentially crushing the top of her skull until, it sort of breaks free and tears away from the rest of the skin on her face. Basically, her body falls down and is still, sort of gripping the top of her head.
Yeah, I definitely think that's enough. We can go from that. So
That is enough.
yeah. So the main thing here is so we have two choices at this point because Umbri was the one who got killed in this scene. It'll be Umbri's choice. So what we can choose to do is end the session here, and Umbri will get to decide the ending, or we can do another scene.
You
And
do another
continue.
scene.
Okay. So if you want to do another scene, we'll do another scene. So then we'll do another one. This time, the killer rotates to Umbri, so it'll be your turn to set the scene.
All right.
Unless you want to pass, and then
I'll pass on the killer.
Okay. So then I will do it. So I get to play the killer this time, I guess, and set the scene. So you guys pick your characters, pick who you want to play.
All right.
Obviously,
I'm gonna roll a D9 because there's 9 characters left.
Yeah. You obviously can't pick people who are dead. So
1.
Oh,
So that's Ilya again.
yeah. Okay, so you're playing Ilya again. Great. Okay.
I swear she keeps popping up in this session. It's crazy.
She's really popular.
Yeah, it's like me and Molly.
Yeah, but that's fine with me.
Oh, I'm playing the new guy.
Okay, Joe.
Joe.
Cool. I was hoping he would show up. That'd be kind of fun. And then who's Kara gonna play?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So 4 is non-existent. So
Aki would work, I guess.
They would just skip who died. So
Yeah, so Aki then. Unless you want to play someone else. I'll fix the list so that it goes in numerical order again. Okay, so we have Aki, Ilya, and Joe.
Poor Mizu.
Okay, so since I'm the killer, I get to set the scene. And I think what the scene would be, it's going to be Mrs. Akko's math class. So you're all in the class, and this would be the next day, obviously. So the next day, you're all in this math class with the teacher that the two of you don't know that she's actually a shape-shifting alien monster, but Ilya does. So that's where the tension sort of comes in. So the class is basically over, and you're all being sort of brought into the hallway.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pick a target, but I'm gonna do it randomly, so you won't know who it
Alright.
is.
Okay. Time to
Okay.
get into the mindset of this character that no one has ever been.
Yes, it's you can do whatever you want.
Mhm.
It's not really a big deal. Like no one's gonna take away points for you can't play it wrong because you're doing it for the first time. So
Yeah.
part of the fun is we all get to develop elements of the character. So I'm just gonna write what just happened. So
Okay.
yeah, you guys can start and then I'll interrupt when I feel like it.
Alright.
Yeah. So next day, Ilya's probably back in her worn and battered uniform again. The shirt piece is probably missing one of the buttons because constant hazing.
Joe's
Yeah, she gets hazed a lot.
Joe's probably in the back of the class, like not really caring about math. Like
Yeah,
it's not science.
it's not science.
Yeah,
Science
Ilya
really-
is like
Trash.
this super genius.
Arky's just sort of scribbling on the inside of her book, little spiral shapes around and around and around and around and
In
around.
fact, not only is Ilya doing crazy math, but she's filling out character sheets at the same time. Because super genius.
So I'm not interrupting exactly, but
Yeah.
Miss Akko is sort of like looking across the room, like seeing all of you doing these things. She clearly is like noticing and like seems to be like taking note of it. But the class lets up, so the bell rings and you're all sort of free to leave.
Finally. Where my things in go.
Uh huh. She kind of like
Yay!
she kind of gives you a look. She kind of gives you a look as you're like moving away from the door. But
What?
she's kind of snapped her head toward Aki as she, makes that exclamation.
Well, then I'm gonna huff and leave the classroom then.
Yeah. So you walk out. Does Ilya do anything? Because she knows that this isn't the teacher. Because that's what.
Well, Ilya that knows it's the teacher's not herself, but she's not gonna bring it up in front of the teacher,
Right.
which could risk
Right.
making her a target.
But like, what do you like? What kind of expression do you have when you're like leaving the room? Are you like nervous, or are you just like playing it cool? Like, how's that going?
Probably a nervous, shy, timid expression.
Okay. He seems to like pick up on it, but you also sort of get to leave the
Probably
room.
probably hidden behind blushing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like embarrassment blushing.
Okay, so this is where I'd want all you to draw cards.
Alright. 1d4. Oh, forgot the roll.
Yeah, so you get to roll 2
Alright.
because you have a rival. The difference is that if Chain was here, he could basically like push you in front of the monster
Ah, okay.
and like lower your roll, but he's not here, so you only roll twice.
So, roll 2d13. So either a whatever 1 and 4 is, and 2 of
Yeah.
9.
Well, I can spend one of my points to re-roll, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many do I re-roll if I spend a point?
You reroll. Let's see. I think you have 2 points, so you can reroll up to twice.
I'll spend the first one and see what I get. So
Okay.
D4 and so 2D4 and 2D13, right?
Yeah. And then what did Kara get? Because you also get to roll twice because of Kelly.
Yeah, just waiting for
So
the
yeah,
incoming
9 of the
dice
highest suit.
rolls to quit.
Okay, no problem.
So 9 of the highest suit.
Cool.
So there's diamond. Okay, what do I get on
Yeah.
diamond?
Yep.
Wouldn't it be 8 of
No
the highest
diamonds.
suit and then 9 of the
10.
second highest suit?
That's pretty good.
Because you're kind of just mixing up the numbers.
Well, you take the highest.
Oh, yeah, but if you're drawing a card, then it would... It's not like you take all the suits and then go, oh, well, this is the highest of the suits that I...
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, she got a 4 of an 8 for
Right.
the first
Right.
roll, and then a 3 and a 9 for the second one.
Yeah, true.
I see what you mean.
True.
Anyway, I will see what I get. Roll 1d4. Okay.
So I'm just trying to be fair here, because, like...
No, you're right. But I failed. So
Okay.
essentially what happens is Akko sort of walks up to Aki. I just said that out loud. I was thinking of it, and I'm like, that's gonna sound weird out loud, but I'm gonna say it. Akko walks up to Aki, and she's like, if you're not busy, I would like to see you in my office, if that's all right with you. I would like to have a talk about your grades, of course.
Of
Nothing
course.
bad. You're doing very well. In fact, I wanted to recommend you for a special program.
Oh, that sounds special, I guess.
Yeah. Nothing bad. She sort of like walks you down the hall, like past Ilya and Joe, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And she walks you to like the same area where like Chain's office would be, except hers is like down the hall, like from his. So she like takes a key and sort of unlocks the door and like invites you inside into like this small sort of cramped office where there's like
Aki
basically
steps in.
yeah. Inside the office, there's basically like this desk, a computer, some like books, knickknacks, stuff like that. She kind of closes the door and take a seat, please. This won't take very long.
Aki nods and goes, takes a seat, sits down, and wraps her fingers against the desk.
Well, as you know, this school only accepts the most exceptional of students from around the world. But narrowing even further, we have a special program for a select group from even within this school.
Aki nods enthusiastically.
Yes. Well, as you can imagine, the most talented of the most talented are a very desirable group to cultivate.
Oh, I just realized where you got this idea from.
Wait, what? What idea? Sorry.
Oh, I'm just thinking. It's a manga. Remember the manga we both know?
Which one?
One with the orphans.
Oh, Promised Neverland. Oh
Yeah,
my God, that's so funny. I didn't even notice that. That's great.
I was like, wait. all really talented people, and we're being eaten.
I mean, it's also sort of part of Danganronpa, but I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it. That's good. That's good. Okay. No, that's actually pretty good. Good catch on that one. I didn't even realize that. Clap. Clap for Dustin. Essentially, what you notice is that Aki, her tongue starts like kind of slipping out of her mouth, and it's like longer than like a normal human tongue. It's kind of like a chameleon kind of thing, where it kind of droops out of her lip and starts like curling down her chin. And what you notice is like her tongue kind of flits out at you and like curls around your neck, and you don't like die obviously because you're not dead, but like you're like choking. And you would tell me like what you're doing now. So like she kind of shoots her tongue out at you and like wraps her on your neck as like, like to hold you basically. And you're like still in this chair, but now you're like being held up by her tongue, and
Hit her with a chair.
and you want like so what are you doing? Car.
Oh, I bumped the mute button.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
Aki grabs at the tongue and starts tugging on it desperately as she eyes around the room, the walls,
and
bookshelf.
And since this might be relevant, also, if you want to just, I mean, within reason, if you want to invent some kind of power that she has that would allow her to like have an edge or escape, that's also valid. Because everyone at this school has some kind of like thing that they can do. So if you want her, well, it doesn't necessarily need to be like a superpower, but it could be. So if you want to invent something that she's able to do, also possible. Just to give you options here, if you have any ideas. That's very broad, but I'm just like, hey, if you can't think of anything like she could do, just start thinking.
I've got a plan in mind actually. So
okay, so yeah, so like she's holding you up with her tongue, and you're just like struggling, and like, you pulling on the tongue seems to have like an effect, like it kind of twitches and like loosens around your neck, so you have a little bit more like. 2 seconds.
What are you doing? She sort of chokes out, and her eyes sort of fall down onto Misako's desk, where she sees an assortment of pens and rulers, books, and shit.
Yeah.
Sees a pair of scissors laying in the mug.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, pencil holder thing. And she reaches out desperately for him and snaps them up. And before Arko knows what's going on, Aki gives it a snip.
And you see this like blood splatter, like as her tongue like gets cut. And then you hear this like screeching noise. We fall to the ground, like into the door, and the door like swings open. And meanwhile, Miss Akko is like screaming, like, and her tongue is like bleeding. Like,
I can't imagine still writhing around, like.
Yeah, and the tongue like flops onto the ground, like
doing
like
that.
It falls off of your neck.
Sort of pulls the loose bit of tongue that's still around her neck and around, and vaults over the top of Arko and scurries off down the corridor.
You're able to escape. So next scene.
It's like she ain't hanging around.
Unless because at any point we can choose to stop, but it's up to it's kind of up to Umbria because she's the one who gets to decide the ending. So it's up to Umbria if
Let's continue.
okay. So next scene. So it rotates back to Dustin technically.
Okay.
So you would get to set the next scene.
All right. I guess we should have a meeting with the investigation group and who the new
Right,
members
because-
who joined it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll add that. I'll update the roster real quick. So we have Music is well. She was going to join, but she died. So that's a thing. Joe still doesn't know about it. Glenn doesn't really know about it either. Arena's still part of the group. Aki, it would be part of the group now, so that would be a thing. I will add that to the. I'll survive because they all get a point too. I'll add Joe also because he gets a point. And then Billy also gets a third point. Let's see. So it's definitely Aki
Wait, didn't
would
you use up
join
her
the
one of her points? She rerolled, or you not use them up?
right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So she would just have two.
Hmm.
If she would go down to one and then get another one, so it'd be two.
Yeah.
Let's see. So investigation team over here. I'm wondering if Lewis. Yeah, Lewis saw this going as well.
Yeah, Lewis did see.
And I think Kelly still thinks it's like she's not technically part of the team.
Mhm.
In my mind,
She's doing
she's
her
doing
own.
investigation. Yeah, she is her own thing, but she doesn't know that there's this other.
Mhm.
Oh, and then Ilya is part of the team
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
Joined, so. Okay, so since Dustin's the killer, that means I have to pick a person.
Mhm.
So I'll play Arena. I'll play Arena again, and then you guys have to choose two members of the investigation team. So, or just two people in general. Like we could roll again if you wanted to pick two different people.
So you're going with Irina, and I'm gonna roll a d8.
D9.
I don't mind.
There are 9 people. No, I said
Well,
there are
if
not.
you're going
there
with
are not-
Irina, I'm rolling a d8 to see which one besides Irina.
Okay, now I understand. Du.
3 on the d8, so that is Lewis.
Cool. So you're playing him now. And then who is Kara gonna play?
Kara has 4 on a d7, which would be, if we skip Irina and Lewis, that would be Chain.
Yeah, I like his chain. That works. As long as the car is okay with that.
Great Scott!
I love his no, I think you could pull this off. So yeah, is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so next scene begins now. So Dustin, you just interrupt whenever you want to attack. But for right now we're doing this. So Arena is like in the meeting room again, and now like like Chain and it was Chain and you're playing
Aaron,
who? Sorry.
I'm playing, I
Oh,
believe, Lewis.
You're Lewis. Right. Okay, so Lewis is there, and she's kind of like, so now you're gonna join this group with us? Like she's like kind of interviewing him.
Well, I want to find out what happened to my bro Yuri.
Okay.
And if that means joining this club, I will.
I mean, you're pretty tough. I don't really see any problem with him joining. She looks at Chain. What do you think?
No, not at all. I mean, we could always do with more like-minded individuals.
Great.
You know,
Okay. So looks like our club is growing. It's good. We can do it together. We can do anything together. She's like
I have
smiling.
my doubts.
I mean, there's no way I'd be able to fight this, whatever it is, alone. But if we like team up, then I don't think it stands a chance. For sure. She's like patting Lewis on the back. She's like, "Welcome to the team." And I mean, you guys are you like just to be clear, like you already know each other, so she's kind of like friendly with you. Like you guys were already like friends before this, so she's just like, "Hey, welcome to the team, buddy." I don't know how we're gonna find it, but
Yes, well, that's where we come to the first question of the day, and that is, has anyone learnt anything new?
Well, I mean, today in math we learned division. So does that count?
Chain, yeah, face palms, hard.
Yeah, yeah. She takes a seat. She's like, maybe if we divide the monster in half, it'll. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best here. This is really kind of confusing for me. I don't know.
Oh, now that I think about it, you guys need a defender. As a linebacker, I know all about the defense.
Great. So if we get attacked, you'll defend me?
If that is what
Well,
it takes.
that's fantastic, terrific. But football game feels like deja vu.
What? Something wrong?
I'm pretty sure yesterday we were talking about games as well.
Yeah, I don't know. That geek was talking. I wasn't paying attention to like half of what you said, honestly.
Professor Chain, please come to the office. Professor Chain, please come to the office. Thank you.
I guess they
Oh,
want you
for
for something.
fuck's sake!
I didn't hear anything about like a teacher conference, whatever. Is this like a thing that normally happens?
No, this is one of those unfortunate, unforeseen circumstances.
Well, all right. We'll be here. You know, I'm not doing anything alone in the room. You know, just like looking over.
Yes,
at Lewis.
I'm sure you'll be here, not doing anything at all useful,
Yeah.
pondering
like,
the vision and Here's a task for you, Arena, whilst I'm away.
Yeah.
Grab the dictionary and look up the word ignoramus.
There aren't any dictionaries at the science classroom. She like winks.
Well, what do you know? Chain saunters out the door.
Oh, and by the way, just for fun, so as after you leave, because I remembered I could change relationships. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that now she wants to like date Lewis, as long as that's cool with, because both of our relationships are dead now, so it would make sense that yeah.
That works.
Okay. Cool. So, is it okay if I describe that a little bit, Dustin, and then
Sure,
I'll let
go
you.
ahead.
So
Just
like,
give me the word to use when I kill someone.
yeah. So like after he like leaves the room, she like wraps her arms around Lewis and like hugs him, and kind of nuzzles her head into his like, toned chest, and she's just like, I like having you around. Are you gonna say anything, or are we just gonna
Right
cut from
now,
that?
he's speechless because he's still focused on Yuri.
Derek,
Oh.
I'm getting cockblocked by the dead. Damn it.
Okay, well, since I can
No, not
eliminate
cockblocked,
tragedy,
but it's
I'm
the same
just going
thing.
to press my attack now.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'll go
I mean,
first.
technically, either of us could be. Right. I think that yeah, you could go first, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay, now as long as I don't roll anything
Yes.
bad,
We'll see.
I mess that up.
Oh, so tense. Oh.
Okay. Let's see if I kill who I want to kill.
Oh. Penny was texting me now, so maybe she'll come in. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that's a 5. Well, that's you roll a 9. Okay, now I see. Okay. So technically, that is 1. You have 1 option. I'll roll mine. So here's the cool thing. Since we're dating, I'm going to basically well, I can actually make her roll higher. So I'm gonna give you an extra roll. Ambry, extra roll. If that makes sense.
111 is pretty good.
Well, yeah, but you have a
But I have a
3
higher
and
suit, so.
he has a 4. So that's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
If I give you a reroll, you might not die. We don't know who he's targeting, but if he's targeting you, then that means that you would die. So I'm trying to see if I can help you. And then I'm just gonna roll mine. I get to roll 2 as well. Oh no.
So far, 11 of the third highest suit is still the best.
Okay. I tried. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least we got the same number. We're together. It makes me feel kind of happy, I guess. Prepared. Technically, that wouldn't be possible because we'd be drawing from the same deck, but
So
I still think it's really cute.
as you two are hugging, light flicker.
No. Shit.
Wish I had like a.
Now you get to choose if you want to kill both of us or just one of us too. So that'd be up to you.
Yes, I know. I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry. So like I'm hugging and I'm like, and I like grip him tighter as the lights go off.
Well, they don't go off. They just flicker a bit. like the
Yeah,
pirates.
but as they flicker, I'm like tensing, and I'm like,
And you hear a rattling in the air vent.
what was that?
And right above you both, the rattling stops.
I guess it's nothing. So
And
stupid.
that's when 4 tentacles come from the ceiling and grab Arena,
Shit.
dragging her up into the ceiling. Blood is
And yeah, Lewis is going to attempt to throw himself in the way.
Help me! Oh my god. No,
So
the problem
Lewis
is
is gonna
No, here's
try to
the
save
real
Arena
problem.
throwing himself in the way.
The real problem is that I'm fucking seeing this in my head. So like it's
the
messed up.
tentacle actually throws Lewis off, like before like slamming Arena into the vent. Blood is poured into the and you can hear the roars of the monster.
Okay, that's another one then.
Soon it vanishes, leaving just a bloody air vent and a stain on the floor.
I didn't like her anyway.
Neither did I. That's why I went after her.
Perfect. No, that's what these horror movies are about. You're not supposed to like everyone, so.
Alright.
I got to kill someone finally.
Yay, and then I get a point.
Yes.
And fixing the order to reference
Now
the
that's
numbers that are remaining.
That's so cool, though. I like that.
Finally, I got to do one of my kills.
Oh, jeez. I find it so cute that you do the tentacles and not like Umbri or something weird like that.
I was like, okay, I need to get Shane out of the office. So I was like, oh, I know, announcement.
Ah, that's clever. It was a red herring. Oh my god, that's so cool. I was like so expecting you to kill him, but I'm like, I never thought it would be us. That was actually kind of neat. Props on that. You're getting all the points today. Too bad they don't matter.
Yes.
But that was cool. Okay, I like that scene. So from here, I can decide the ending, or Umbri can decide the ending. So if you don't want, I actually kind of want to wrap things up, just because, I feel like we did enough, as long as everyone else is cool with that. But I get to
and
choose.
we're down to an even D8.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably where we're going to like actually start playing the game for real, like, with the rules and stuff. So I think we'll just have these 8 people. And then I'll ask you guys some questions like off camera so that we can start filling them out.
Yeah.
Alright.
I actually thought of things for Glenn. Like,
good. Yeah, that's good. So let me just figure out how I want this to. Well, let me write my notes first, and then let me figure out how I want this to wrap up. Oh, I know exactly how it'll wrap up. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So we go to the actual emergency teachers meeting that was actually a real thing. Like, as the viewers, we're not sure if it was like a fake call or if it was a real call, but it turns out it was actually a real emergency teachers meeting. So all the teachers are in the room. Besides Miss Akko, obviously. So all the teachers that are like left who aren't like, monsters. And they basically yeah, we know of. So all the teachers who are like still available are like all in the room, and they're like, and one of the mysterious like head, principal or whoever who's like, who you can't really see, is like to make.
I just want to have that bear thing from My Hero.
Oh, the cute little. Oh yes. I just
Here's a
I
reference.
need a minute. That's beautiful.
Okay, for those who don't know, I'm gonna post it in the voice chat.
Okay.
That's the principle of My Hero Academia.
So let me so he says we've been infiltrated by a unknown enemy. They have been taking the bodies of the students and the teachers, and we have to take immediate action against this. We're placing the school on lockdown until we can determine that is, and they go over a lot of different sort of protocols and change just like standing there like things are starting to get serious now. And that's sort of where we leave it off. So now the school actually knows what's up. So that's where we'll leave it off. And then we'll continue next session with part 3 of Mystery Meat.